I think it's, well, for me, it's more of just a general human gene that I was born with, that I have no idea where it came from or how it was, you know, expanded or how it grew or how it became what it became. I certainly had no intention of being a graphic designer. I didn't even know what a graphic designer was. I used to be a drummer. So what I do for a living today is a complete accident. But I think that the energy in each and every one of us that makes us do what we like is already in there, and life just is all about finding a way to get that out. So I think what drives me to keep going is just the continued interest that's already inside me. There's really no specific, because the truth of the matter is that I'm interested in a lot more than just graphic design. I'm interested in music and typography and in cars, you know, for example, with my car blog. So that's really the drive that just keeps me going. Just interest, you know, curiosity more than anything. You know, it's funny that you're asking me that, because I was just thinking about that very thing. I recently saw the movie Helvetica, and I thought that the movie was trying to cover two completely different subjects in one movie. Subject number one was the genius of the design and the history of how Helvetica came about and how useful it is. And then the other part of the story was how everybody's almost defaulting to Helvetica. It's become the in thing. Frankly, I think it's being used too much, because I think it's more of a relaxed way to solve a problem instead of type directing and choosing the right font for the right message. I think typography has a wonderful way of painting the canvas of the message, and the message can change simply by changing the typeface, or it can be improperly phrased by using the wrong typeface. So I try not to default into using Times or Helvetica too much. I do it like everybody else, obviously, but I do try to work a little bit harder and, you know, make an effort to choose the right typeface. I mean, especially today, there's no reason why, you know, you have every tool in the world at your fingertips. So it's pretty easy to do research and do your background work on choosing the right typeface for the right project. So that's what I try to do. Well, I do agree with you, and I think that is a reality that we all have to live today. For example, I think a lot of particularly web design is really, the design is a byproduct of the technology's limitations. With graphic design, in a lot of cases, the output is a byproduct of your knowledge of the software. It's not as organic as it used to be, where something you came up with something in your mind and you made it happen. Now it's if you don't know how to use the program that you're trying to visualize a concept that's in your mind, then it's not, it might come out, it might still come out good, but it might be different than what was in your mind. So, but I don't know that there's a way around that, so I don't know what the answer to that is. But I agree with you. I think the technology does control the output, because it's the tool that we currently use. Just like when we were doing things organically, when I do letterpress, for example, that technology controls the output, because there's just only so much you can do in letterpress. and there's a particular output that letterpress secures that you'll end up with. So I guess it's the same with computers. It's just a different tool. Well, we do have a structure, but our structure is to keep it open, which is a structure in itself, because a lot of times I think structures are too defined and too regulated and too examined, and we're more about just complete freedom. The other thing that we like to do in our shop is we include everyone in the entire process from the very beginning. And we don't do the totem pole process. In other words, I'm not at the top and the interns are at the bottom or anything like that. When we work, we all work together. And the best idea is the best idea. It doesn't matter who made it. So if the client chooses that idea, then that's the idea that we all as a team help bring to life. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's pretty obvious. And I'm going to say that, for example, with car design, because I always bring everything back to cars. I can tell when a car has been designed to answer a niche, a market, or whether it's been designed to answer a passionate expression. And it's the same with graphic design, with fashion, with packaging design, with everything. I mean, when you go to the store, you can tell the packaging that's been done with love and the packaging that's been done to sell stuff. So I think it's pretty obvious.